Swindon had scored 3 goals in winning each of their last 4 home games and started as if they meant to continue that sequence. But they were to be given a rude shock by the visitors. Henshaw's run down the right out to Reeves. His miscued cross, but Derby lays it back for Henshaw to strike it home for the first goal. 7 minutes later, Phil King's header finds Shearer. He passes it on to Jones. The dummies from White. McLaughlin in space, controls the ball well and goes round keeper Felgate for the score. After the interval, Bolton took the lead again. Philliskirk collecting a Felgate clearance, wrong-footing Calderwood, and how's that for a shot? Well, that prompted Swindon to step up a gear. Phil King attacking down the left with substitute Paul Hunt. His cross met by a bullet of a header from Duncan Shearer. And Swindon were to take the lead for the first time with just over 10 minutes of the match to go. Simpson's corner, Shearer heads down, it's half cleared. Jones' shot is blocked, and then a turbo-powered drive from MacLaren. But Bolton's equaliser equally classy. Comstive allowed space to turn by the defence. And then his shot rebounds off the post, only as far as Brown. He shoots as well, only for Kame to get the deflection. It'll be hard work for Swindon in the replay on Tuesday week.
Mid-first half in that Littlewoods Cup replay at Bolton. The third division side who'd made such a good impression when sharing 6 goals, remember, at Swindon were again full of attacking impetus on their Lancashire turf. But after the interval, it was Swindon emerging now as an attacking force. And see how close Steve White went. Next, it was Alan McLaughlin setting up the talented young Fitzroy Simpson. And see the superb save by Bolton's goalkeeper, David Felgate. But how very close Bolton's Tony Philliskirk was to go in the last minute of normal time, would you believe? How's that for an escape for Swindon? So, extra time it was, and Ozzy Ardilly's soon busy there with extra advice before extra time. But Ozzy's team were to go a goal down 8 minutes from the end, and what a shot by Phil Brown. A goal from the fullback to delight Bolton's 11,000 crowd. But, wait for it, Swindon's well-known stamina had the last day. Tom Jones found the centre. Duncan Shearer stretched those neck muscles. Yes, it's a second replay. That's at Bolton next Tuesday.
At last night at Bolton for the 3rd time, and true yet again. Roger.
Yes, Bruce, Swindon and Bolton have now equalled the record, according to League HQ tonight, for the longest ever tie in the League Cup competition, now under that sponsored Littlewoods title. That's because they now need a 4th match, which will be next Tuesday at Swindon. This equals Stoke versus West Ham, who needed 4 matches to settle their argument back in the 1971-72 season. Last night, Swindon came under pressure from a Bolton side, beginning the quicker and the slicker, and Bolton rewarded with a penalty. But watch how Colin Calderwood claims that it was his hip and not his hand which connected with the ball. But the referee waved aside Colin's protests. Penalty it was, and Tony Philliskirk took it, but see how Fraser Digby almost saves it. So Bolton well pleased with that start, but soon Bodin's free kick, and Comstive of Bolton is adjudged to foul Cornwall of Swindon, so it's a penalty chance for Swindon to try and equalise. But Ross MacLaren elected to not use his usual powerful shot, went for placement, and Felgate saved. Bolton delighted. But not so pleased when Swindon continued to show nice vision on the ball, like young Simpson's probing run there, Shearer's good anticipation, Paul Bodin backing up well from fullback, attacking nicely, and eventually the opening comes for Steve White, and he tucks it away typically. Steve particularly pleased with that goal because he tells me tonight it's his 150th score in League and Cup football. After the interval, Fraser Digby was to lose the ball in the air there with Julian Derby netting, but Henshaw adjudged to have fouled the Swindon keeper, so Swindon escape. Finally, note the Bolton shirt top right of picture there, because he's offside as Barry Caldwell strikes home in real Nat Lofthouse fashion. Sorry, Barry, back to Swindon next Tuesday.
After at long last deciding their 3rd round tie with Bolton at the 4th time of asking.
Swindon's best first half chance for Steve Foley. But Steve's not yet at his sharpest after a long injury absence. Fitzroy Simpson cannot make it with the follow-up. Another good crowd of over 11,000 was to see Swindon break through early in the second half. It was from Simpson's in-swinging corner kick, and watch for Alan McLaughlin flicking the ball on with his head, and then Steve White's perfectly placed header. Now that's some header from a man with a head bandaged after 8 stitches from recent action. Bolton reacted positively to conceding the first goal for the first time in the 4 matches, and Fraser Digby's alert goalkeeping needed. Digby, though, to be in something of a tangle when Bolton equalised. It stems from Barry Caldrill's low centre into the box. Digby in a tangle with his defenders. Mark came, saw and conquered. So Lancashire fans now alight with hope. Yes, it's to be extra time for the 3rd time, but the deciding goal is to come from Paul Bodin's centre. Watch for Dave Felgate's punch clearance not far enough. Ross MacLaren keeps his shot firm and keeps it low. Felgate's head may be low today after letting that one through his grasp. But Swindon heads are high. It's victory after 7.5 hours across 4 weeks. Now bring on the Saints next Wednesday.